Congrats to Florida State. Again, it's just unbelievable college softball atmosphere. The crowds. We brought a great crowd, and they were into it, and Florida State's crowd was unbelievable, and it's just what little girls can aspire to get to a place where they can play softball, something like this. I tell our team all the time, how blessed are we that we can be passionate about something that can fill you with such joy and such pain all at the same time. I hope my kids find something that gives them that kind of passion in their lifetime, because that's what living's all about. As far as the game itself, I thought Mac commanded the ball really well early, and honestly, I felt like we came out a little timid on the offensive side. But super proud of the answer back. We gave up the runs there in the third and came right back and scored, and then put a 0 back on the board. That's, playing good softball. That's what we talk about. They scored in the 6th. We come right back and score in the 7th. And then, give ourselves an opportunity at the end. And at the end of the day, that's all you can really ask for. But this weekend, Florida State was the better team. We came into this playing really good softball, and that's kind of how the game goes. Last week we were, clicking on all cylinders, and Florida State was fighting to survive as everybody kind of watched. And then this weekend, I think they were clicking, and we were just fighting to try and compete with them. But I thought we did that. I'm proud of our team, and just disappointed in the outcome.
Questions?
Coach, tell me about playing a team like Florida State. Yesterday it was their hitting that helped them win. Today it was more so their defense. Just tell me about just that playing a team with that type of versatility.
Yeah, again, I just keep saying that they're really good at winning softball games. That's what they're great at. And, I think to be successful at the end of the year, you have to be really good on all the different parts of the game. You have to be able to make the big pitches and keep yourself in the game and win games when the other team is offsetting your bats. You have to have enough offense that you can go beat good pitchers. You got to be able to make plays on defense. They just have a really complete team, and that's why they've won as many games as they have, and why they're moving on this weekend, because they played more complete softball than we did.
Gonna go to the Zoom. Mike?
Yeah, Coach, I guess I'd just ask you about, looked like a pretty big stage in the game, a replay at home plate. We saw a lot of angles on TV, couldn't really tell. You might have had a better vantage point. Can you just talk about what a momentum play like that means when a play gets reversed at home plate like that?
Oh, Mike. Trying to give me a fine here. I'm going to keep this as a head coach as possible. In my opinion, I think it's a really tough time to be a catcher for plays at the plate. Yesterday we had a play, took Lindy a little bit into the line. It goes to replay, and she gets called for obstruction. Today she has to be intentional about not getting an obstruction, and the girl's hands in there safe. I can't argue the call. I saw all the fans up in the stands saying that it was safe on TV, so I'm guessing she was probably safe. So it doesn't really matter what my opinion or my view is. They were called safe, but there's a lot of attention being given to a safety base at first base. Maybe we need to have a safety home plate, and we just tag a ghost runner, and then it goes to the replay, and then they can figure it out on TV that way, since obstruction, is a mystery. I've seen people lay in on home plate and no obstruction gets called. I see somebody get their pinky finger in the way and it's obstruction. I don't know what obstruction is or not, so it was a big play, but it's just is what it is. I thought Lindy did a nice job. I thought Shelby got the ground ball that we needed. Ellie made a good throw into the plate, and they were safe. That's the way the game goes.
I guess I'd follow, if I could, with a question for Lindy on the last at bat. You fall behind 0-2. Just how tough is it standing in there against the ACC pitcher of the year, down 0-2 in that situation. Just talk about your mindset, battling to get the ball in play.
Yeah, absolutely. So, just kind of my mindset was just, I knew like previous at bats, like Jaden, her at bat, she just was very competitive, and she kind of made Sandra Cock work a little bit for it. And so I know I took the first pitch strike, and then I was like, okay, she's gonna come back with something. So then I was aggressive, and I was just missed it probably about an inch. And so I knew it was like time to battle. I know, I wasn't going out without a fight. So that was something that was big for me. I was gonna compete either way. And all credit to her. She's a great pitcher, but it's just how it works.
Coach, I have another question.
Great.
So when you see a team, of course, you was an assistant last time Georgia went to the World Series.
Mhm.
When you see a team like Florida State, what are some things that really stick out to them that may, separate them going on to the next round?
Sure. Yeah, I think, again, it just goes back to being the complete team. Rarely is it team, asterisk Oklahoma, but rarely is it the team that's the best at any one thing that ends up winning the whole thing. It's the team that's really good at all the different things because, at this stage in the game, you don't get to choose the matchups, right? There are pitchers that we hit better than other pitchers based on their style, and there are hitters that we do better against based on their style as well. But in the postseason, you don't get a choice on that. So you have to be versatile enough to win games, by just out pitching the other team. You have to, be able to win close games. You got to be able to score when the game dictates that. So I think that's what they do really well. And I think when it comes down to, the two programs, I'm very comfortable with where we are. I'm not happy with where we are, but I'm comfortable. I believe, I think our program is going to be one that there's lots of players that want to be a part of, and I don't think we're going anywhere anytime soon.
Shelby, I think your coach last night, called Florida State's offense kind of the cement mixer, where once they get rolling, it can be hard to stop them. I think you, for the most part, did really well against them tonight. Just how tough is it with that speed, with how they play for doubles, just how quickly they can kind of attack?
Yeah, I think it's a testament to their hitting style and their philosophy, and really just kudos to their coaches for, growing that and really nurturing that hitting style. I think the biggest thing is just mentally not letting it get the best of you. Again, you can kind of get stuck in the cement mixer and really have a hard time of finding your way out of it. And I think that mentally you just have to keep yourself out of it, and then my defense does a great job of also just, saying, we got your back, you got ours, and I don't have to be perfect out there to get them outs or anything like that. They have my back, and, I have theirs too.
Gonna go back to Mike on the Zoom.
Yeah, Coach, second place finish in the SEC this year, but not one of the top 8 seeds. How important is it to host a super regional, do you think? How big of a difference did the Florida State crowd and environment make in this series?
Yeah, the statistics speak for themselves in terms of the percentage of teams that host, in the super regional that move on. I think it's somewhere in the neighborhood of 70% of the teams that host super regionals go on to the College World Series. And so, one of our team kind of targets is, we want to try and be in the top 8 in everything that we do, because the top 8 are the teams that host regionals, and the top 8 are the ones that go on to be in the World Series. So it's certainly a goal of ours. I think it makes it. I don't want to use the word easier to go to the World Series, because no matter whether you're playing at home or you're on the road, you're playing a really good team to get to the World Series. So there's nothing easy about getting to the World Series, but certainly playing in front of your fans, playing in your stadium, there's a measure of comfort that, leads to being more successful. That's why, teams play better at home. And so certainly our goal will be to do what it takes next year to, put ourselves in a position to try and be in that top 8 when it comes tournament time.
Coach, what did you tell your group after the last out, especially the young ladies that will be leaving the program, and how excited are you about the people that are coming back?
Well, what I told them is that we'd go back to the hotel and stretch and spend the rest of the evening together, and that when they walked off the field, they walk off with their head held high, that they're strong, confident women, and that we're going to walk off the field like that. And we'll get all of our hugs and all that when we're back at the hotel. But, when it comes down to it, I really, really like our people. I love them to death. Today was the last day for, our athletic trainer being with us, and he's been great. He's a big part of our program. We have so many people that are invested in our program, and while it hurts tonight that we didn't get out on top, really what I want to do is just go back and hug our girls and remind them how proud I am. And we didn't get where we wanted to go to, but I know that we have a great group of women that worked really hard to represent Georgia and make Bulldog Nation proud.
Anything else?
Lenny, real quick on the defense. Shelby referenced how good you guys were behind her defensively. Your backs weren't clicking as much this weekend, but your defense was still really good throughout the weekend. How tough is that to do when you're not having as good a success offensively as you might expect, to really go out there and really just hold it down defensively?
Yeah, so Coach Tony talks a lot about just fighting the fight, and that's something that I think we did really well this weekend. Offensively wasn't our best weekend, and we're really known for our offense. We're a really heavily offensive team. So I think just continuing to keep our head high. If an outcome didn't go our way, we just go out the next inning and just continue doing what we do. Having Shelby's back and just, like I said, fighting the fight. I think that was a big thing for us, just going out there and just, doing what we do best, and just fighting.
We talk a lot about finding a way to add value every day, and whatever that is. If it's not going your way on the offensive side, can you help on the defensive side? If that's not working, can you pick somebody up in the dugout? Can you bring energy? What value can you add? That's the name of the game. That's a big part of life, is like, how do you add value wherever you are?
We good?